Okay. To open next up here. Here to check, make sure we are alive. All right. Okay. All right. Well, hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm Tia Rogers, and as you know, I am the founder of the Winning Life and Winning Life and Winning Business in Love What You Do private Facebook group. So I know you guys have been with me all this time, and you've heard me share my overall dreams of entrepreneurship and what the overall business is. And part of that is wanting to identify some type of property for transitional families, right? Because our mission is to help build sustainable families through wealth building principles. And on my journey, I've gotten permission to share this information with you. So with no further ado, I'm going to just begin the presentation, and let me know what you think. So these slides, I'm going to read this disclosure. There's a few disclosures that I have to read. So I'm going to read them, and we're going to begin. These slides and coordinating text are taken directly from the video in Helios, with each slide on the left aligned with Woody's verbal presentation on the right. This PDF is for independent contracted This PDF is for independent contracted marketer training purposes only. There are no promises or guarantees of any results, money, success, or lifestyle by applying this information to your marketing. The content provided is not an exhaustive list of ways to market the available courses and is only meant to be an example. This content is the intellectual property of Renatus LLC and cannot be claimed as your own and can only be redistributed with written permission. So I have permission to present profits to you, ladies and gentlemen. So with no further ado, we're going to read another disclaimer. Let me push this up so I can see. Push this up so I can see. Okay, disclaimer, disclosure. There are no promises or guarantee of any results, money, success, or lifestyle from learning these strategies or marketing Renatus. This information is general, not personal, and you should seek advice from a licensed professional for legal, financial, and business decisions. Renatus does not fund, or do business deals with customers, and there are no typical results in entrepreneurship. Every person, organization, and transaction is unique. The Renatus coach and practitioner instructors are independent contractors that are paid for their knowledge and experience. The information shared in this course is believed to be truthful, accurate, legal, moral, and ethical, and is subject to change without notice. This content is the intellectual property of Renatus LLC and cannot be claimed as your own. It is for personal use and can only be redistributed with written permission. So, probability of sales. What is the predictability of sales? We're going to play a simple game. So I want you to pick a number from 1 to 10. Do you have it? Now I want you to double that number. Add 6 to that number. Still with me, guys? Then you're going to half that number. You're going to subtract your original number. And now you're going to count. Okay. Count of 2. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. On the count of 2, say your number. If you did it properly, then you hit 3. Every person who's watching this is going to hit number 3. It's simple, just a mathematical equation. What I want to do today is help you to stack the sales odds in your favor. Well, let me tell you a little story here. Years ago, 2 friends went for a drive, Walter and Arthur. Walter parked the car, got out, looked around the spacious land, and told Arthur that, hey, I bought the land. I want to buy all the surrounding property. And Arthur looked around and thought, my friend has lost his ever-living mind. How many times have people said that, right? Especially thinking of going into business, right? Are you kidding me? There's nothing out here. Why in the world would I buy any surrounding property? Walter went on to say, you know what? I'm going to build my dream here. It's going to change the value of the land. It's a double, maybe quadruple in a year. You need to buy all the surrounding property. Once again, Arthur looked around and thought, my friend is crazy. Right? It happens. People say that to you, but look, look what happened. Well, 1 year later, Walt Disney opened up Disneyland, and Art Linkletter, his best friend, had the rights to buy all of the surrounding property, and he did it. However, the Fujisi family of Japan saw what was happening and bought 56 acres for $2,500 in 1999. They sold it back to Disney Corporation for just under $1 million. So Walt was right. The land was going to double, quadruple, tenfold. But Art missed the opportunity. Whose fault is it? Is it Walt's or Art's? Now, yes, you can say from personal responsibility, it's Art's fault. He didn't make the right decision, but I actually believe it's Walt Disney's fault because he didn't speak the buying language that Art understood. So if you travel to a foreign country and they speak a different language and you don't speak their language, you're going to have a very tough time conveying your messages to them. It's no different in sales. Who drives buying behavior? There are actually 5 buying languages. My name is Tia Rogers, and I am, look, well, this is Woody. Okay, let's just do it this way. There are actually 5 buying languages, and Mr. Woody Woodward, and the author of 42 books, he spent the last 20 years studying human behavior and how it applies to buying habits. He's interviewed over 2,500 people. His websites have interviewed tens of thousands of people. We come up with this system. They came up with this system called the Drive sales system. There are actually 5 buying triggers or 5 buying personalities. I want you to understand what yours is first, and then how it applies to your future customers. There you go. So I want to have you do a simple drive assessment. What I want you to do is read each of the colored cards, first the D, then the R, then the I, then the V, and the E. Then read them again and put them in order of which card makes you feel the most important. So just write down which letter, the D, R, the I, the V, or E, and identify which card makes you feel the most important. 1 through 5. I'm going to go ahead and have you pause this. So go through the exercise and then come back and I'll walk you through your drive. Okay, so we're going to look at this drive assessment here. And it says the drive assessment instructions are: read each card first, rank the D, the R, the I, the V, and the E cards based on the card with the most words that makes you feel important, not what is important to you. Example, REDIV. So let's look at D. It says experiencing life, life's purpose, freedom, creativity, performing, overcoming, appearance. That's the D. Now we're going to look at R. Now you're ranking these cards based on what makes you feel important. So we're going to R now. We did D. We're in R. Relationships, influence, service, family, friends, parents, spirituality. Let's look at the I. The I is knowledge, learning, health, nature, moment, standards, organized. We're moving over to the V. Recognition, acceptance, accepted, praise, trust, respect, validation, being needed. E, winning control, work, goals, security, providing, and problem solving. Now, as you rank these cards, based on the card with the most words that makes you feel important, not what is important to you. What makes you feel important? So let's go on, and as you guys are writing that down, I hope you're taking some time to write it down on a piece of paper or something, so that you can keep this for yourself. All right. Say, all right, if you chose the D or the green card, that is for director, go ahead and write that down. Go ahead and write that down. Directors are motivated by lifestyle. Their buying motivators are they want an enhanced lifestyle. They want a clear vision of financial. They want a clear vision of financial and time freedom, and they enjoy a VIP experience. So I'm a director. It's all about the lifestyle, the house, the cars, traveling. Now, the interesting thing for directors is it doesn't mean that they want $1 million mansion. It's whatever they define their lifestyle as. So a director lifestyle is buying motivators are enhanced lifestyle, clear vision of financial and time freedom, and VIP experience. Then, oh, hold on, let's move over. Now we're looking at the R. If you chose the R or the pink card, that's realtor, They are driven by community. Their buying motivators are consulting with others. They want a family influence, and they want to give back. So think of the clothing line, Tom's shoes, the buy one, get one model. They really appreciate products like that. So if you're falling to the R, you're into community, your buying motivators are consulting with others and family influence and giving back. Be curious, you can drop it down in the chat if you like, so we can kind of share together, right? Or you can keep it to yourself so that you know how you're moving forward, right? All right, so we're going to go to the I. If you chose the I or the yellow card, that's intellectual. They're driven by systems. When they're buying something, they're looking for the back office. How does it work? Does it have step-by-step actions to succeed? They want to enhance their intelligence and their expertise. So intellectual, you're into systems. Buying motivators, details, back office, iOS, step-by-step actions to succeed, enhancing intelligence and experience. If you chose V, that is the validator. They want to be admired. Now, the fantastic thing about validators is they're phenomenal at validating others. They're that 4 a.m. friend you get stuck with at the airport. They'll come and pick you up. When they buy products, they're looking at how is the product going to make them look better to their team members. They want the attention, focus, and if you're selling to a validator, make sure you highlight their accomplishments. So again, a validator likes to be admired, but their buying motivators are attention and focus. How will this make them look better and highlight their accomplishments? So let's take a look at E, the executive. The E and the dark gray card is executive. They're all about proof. They want proof that it works. Third-party testimonials are very big for them, and they're focused on the big picture, not the small details. So if you fall into the E category, your buying motivators is you want proof that it works, right? You want the third-party testimony, and you're focusing on the overall big picture, which is how I got here in the first place. Looking at the overall big picture, right? Yes. Are you guys enjoying this? I hope this is very informative for you and fun, just to see, what type of person we are. All right, so right here we have the director equals lifestyle. They enjoy a good challenge and love to feel free and independent. They thrive on being creative, discovering new things, and experiencing life. They are great in social settings, putting together a variety of people and making something happen. They find joy in overcoming obstacles and making a difference in the world. Okay, so I want you to read a paragraph about your individual drive. If you're listening to this at home, play along. Just go ahead and close your eyes. I want to see if this resonates with you. If you are a director, they enjoy a good challenge and love to feel free and independent. They thrive on being creative, discovering new things, and experiencing life. They are great in social settings, putting together a variety of people and making something happen. They find joy overcoming their obstacles and making a difference in the world. I think I just read that all to you guys, right? So I think I can pretty much do it like this until I get to a part that I need to read it. The realtor, if you are a realtor, then they know how to build strong long-term healthy relationships. In the workplace, their strength is in networking and building other people up to a higher level of productivity. They garner energy and security through their relationships. They are loyal to their friends and are service-minded. Oh yeah, pretty much I could read these like this. Okay. Sorry, guys, this is my first time doing it. So I'm learning all this information and I just think it's so cool. I want to share it with you. This is a pretty fun game. And the intellectual system, they are stimulated intellectually, either through books, speeches, research, conversations, or organizations. Success comes when they accomplish a task. They would rather be learning something new than just lying around. They are driven to understand and to be more knowledgeable. They like to share what they know with others. So the validator equals admired. They enjoy intimate small groups of people where they are being validated. Often they are wonderful at giving validation to others. Their confidence stems from the strength of their relationships. If they feel like they are in a healthy, caring, and trusted relationship, they feel strong, secure, and loved. Okay. Executive equals proof. They are productive and thrive on getting a job done, task-oriented and focused on getting results. They do not like small talk and would prefer tackling a project rather than sitting around wasting time. They are happiest when they are pursuing or achieving a desired goal. So the drive sales system, directors are about lifestyle, realtors are about community, intellectuals are about systems, and validators want to be admired, and executives want proof. So let's take this in the real world. This is Shark Tank. If you're someone who enjoys Shark Tank, you like to see that entrepreneurial spirit. I want to show you how drive shows up in the different personalities of each of the sharks. Okay. Robert, he's all about lifestyle. He is a director. It's his car, his house, his plane. He was on Dancing with the Stars. He even married his dancing partner from Dancing with the Stars. Lori Grainer. Lori, a lot of times, if you watch a show, she'll even turn down a product, but not turn down a person. I've seen her invest in individuals even though she didn't care about the product. She is a realtor. She's driven by community. Damon John. He's all about the system. He'll be the first one to say, it's a patent. Is it patent? Or is it being manufactured? Who's doing your distribution? He wants to know the system. Mark Cuban is a validator. He's the one who, even if someone doesn't get a deal in the tank, he'll give the most encouragement. Hang in there, follow your dreams. You're going to make it. As a validator, he's great at lifting other people up. Kevin O'Reilly, Mr. Wonderful. Oh, Mr. Wonderful, he's an executive. He wants proof. Mr. Wonderful, all about proof. He wants that as an executive. Show me the money. Do you have your numbers? If not, you are dead to me. We've all heard him say that, right? Hold on, bear with me, guys. We're getting through this. Okay. All right. So once again, directors are about lifestyle. Realtors are about community. Intellectuals are about systems. Validation want to be admired, and executives want proof. So the 20-80 rule, you've heard in business, the 80-20 rule. I'm going to flip it on its head. The 20-80 rule states that you lose 80% of your sales based on your drive. Meaning you are speaking your drive language, the way that Walt Disney was with art link letter. Disney is all about lifestyle. If you've been to Disney World, or Epcot, he's designed the entire park around experience. Life experiences. You've got Tomorrowland and Frontierland, Toontown, now a galaxy far, far away. All of that is about lifestyle. But Art Linkletter was a validator. He owned his own TV shows and radio shows. He didn't care about land, so he didn't invest. So when you're a director and you're only speaking your language, what you're doing accidentally and not on purpose is you're alienating the other four. So over time, what happens? Okay, so over time, you see, we're going to the realtor they're selling, because they're all about community. And then what happens is you lose. Let me see which one am I on now. That 80% of those sales. Let me see. Simply based on your drive, right? So it says Shark Tank 20-80 rule. Let's see how this pilot impacts Shark Tank. Okay, you've got Robert. He's been pitched 511 times, and that's no small amount. That's a lot of pitches, but he's only closed 11%. That's 57 deals, right? That he's made. So his largest deal, $5 million into Zoro Pollution Motors for a 50% stake of the business. Zero Population Motors is a car company. Think of the smart car. These small, compact cars that run on compressed air. So in business, we often hear that phrase, put your money where your mouth is. Each of these sharks have done that based on their individual drive. Lori, she's only been closed 20% out of 311 pitches. but she puts her largest investment, $600,000, into Ruffle Butts. Ruffle Butts is a kid's clothing line. So you think about how children are our future. Where has she got her highest amount of money? Into kids. Damon John only closes 15% of the time out of 407 pitches. But his largest investment was $500,000 into Hells Bells helmets. Think about the government DoD type approval. You're trying to protect the brain and you're responsible for that. How many systems and processes have to be in place to make sure that those helmets are safe? That's why you want an intellectual in that business. Mark Cuban, he's been pitched 443 times, the second least amount of pitches, but he's close to he's closed the most amount of deals. So I put that in green. Why? Because he's a validator. He wants to support the most people he can. His largest deal was $2 million in 1031, or $2 million into 1031 productions. Now I had a Google that I wasn't sure what the company was. It was a party company. So to be the life of the party, he bought a party company. So Kevin O'Reilly, executive, he has been pitched the most, 531 pitches. That's an enormous amount of pitches, but he's done the least amount of deals. So I put that in red. Why? As an executive, he needs the most proof. Okay. His largest investment was 2.5 million into Zips. This is the company that has the individual wine glasses. That film that you pull across, you can have your individual wine. We have what's the most profitable business in history. It's got to be liquor, spirits, right? So he wanted to invest in a company that will always be around. So, excuse me. Pardon me. All right. Is this good information for you guys? Let me know. Drop something down in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. So it always helps. Okay, so we're looking at drive cell systems. So the drive cell system is about how to increase your cells potentially by 400%. Now I'm going to be super transparent. You're never going to close everybody. That's impossible. Really, what the 20/80 rule is all about is making sure that you're speaking the right language to all 5 drives, increasing your probability by 400%. Has anyone ever closed all the sharks at once? Yes, it was a season 5, episode 2. Charles Michael Yim with Breathometer was trying to sell this product where you plug it in your smartphone, you blow into it, and it tells you whether or not you're intoxicated. A super important product, but not one that is inherently sexy or really something you want to get behind. However, his delivery was good. So that when he was pitching, so good that when he was pitching each of the individual sharks, he was answering them based on their individual drive. Now, he didn't know drive. He just was doing it subconsciously, but what it caused in the tank was a frenzy. The sharks went after each other. They started bidding and bidding and bidding and started going. So much so they finally stopped and stopped the show, asked him to leave, and they negotiated a new price. Instead of getting his 250,000, he actually walked out the tank with $1 million. He did get 400% increase in his potential that he was looking for. Not bad, right? So back to the 20/80 rule. When you eliminate only yours and speak to all 5, you go from 20/80 to a potential 100%, 100, matching your and their drive to the benefits of your product. So, what is it at the root of all sales? That's what is at the root of all sales. Okay. During the 1990 show, the Drew Carey Show, he had 9 seasons and 233 episodes, which is huge. In Hollywood, to have 9 seasons is unbelievable. But simultaneously, he was doing another show called Whose Lines Is It Anyway? At the end of all, at the end of it all, he had a net worth of 165 million, not small potatoes. That's a lot of money. And after he retired, his manager called him up one day and said, "Hey, you know what? The producer at The Price is Right really wants to meet you." He's like, "I'm not going to do an old man show." Bob Barker, love Bob Barker. I grew up with Bob Barker. Are you kidding me? That thing is Arctic. I want nothing to do with it. Couple months go by, manager calls again, says, "Please, they just want to meet with you. Will you please just go down and talk to him?" Fine. He reluctantly goes down, and you've seen that look right there. The body language with his arms folded, and he's sitting with his head down, just listening to this producer trying to get his attention. At the very end of a complete exhaustion, the producer finally said, Drew, what do you love to do?" And Drew sat there for a second and thought, "You know what? I love to give big tips. I like to give big tips." They said, "You know what? That's great. On The Price is Right, you get to give big tips every day." How cool. Instantly, it's a shift. Instantly, it's shifted in Drew's mind. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me I can give away a camper, vacations, washers and dryers, pool tables, and I could do it for free? Yes. Behavior will not change until a reassociation occurs. So write this quote down. Behavior will not change until reassociation occurs. I'll say that again. Behavior will not change until reassociation occurs. So the first association that he had was The Price is Right is an old man show. He wanted nothing to do with it, right? Then the reassociation was the executive producer asked, Drew, what do you love to do? I love to get big tips. On The Price is Right, you get to give big tips every day instantly. In his brain, that created the reassociation, he says, oh, wait a minute. I can do all these things for fun with people, change their lives, and it's going to cost me anything. Therefore, he went forward, and now he's been on there for many years. But the reassociation is the root of all marketing. All marketing is a reassociation. Your product slogan, your company's logos, all of those things are designed to shift in someone's brain says, I need that product, that service, or that message. Diamonds are think about it. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Marilyn Monroe, the movie, song, all that was designed by the D. Bears Corporation. A diamond is, they also came up with the slogan, a diamond is. A diamond is forever. So if you're in love and you want to get your fiance a ring, what do? You buy a diamond because it's forever. Oh, and by the way, you should spend 2 months' salary. That was also a De Beers ad, and that's what created the reassociation for diamonds. Where's the, hold on, guys. Hold on. Sorry, my papers are kind of sticking together here. Where's the beef, right? Where's the beef? A 1980 ad from Wendy's that's a simple reassociation shot the revenue up by 31%. The breakfast of champions. Now, let's be honest. There's not a lot of champions on the planet who's eating a bowl of Wheaties before they go run the Olympic race. It's not going to happen. I mean, it's just compressed sawdust with some sugar on it. Gross, but it's a simple reassociation. Oh, I want to be a champion, so I should eat Wheaties. M&Ms melt in your mouth and not in your hands, right? Reassociation, what is it in me? So when it comes down to a reassociation is all about what's in it for you, what's in it for me. When you think about your product and think about your business and what you're offering, when you think about the person you're selling it to, what's in it for them? Because they're thinking about what's in it for me. Write this down and change the word from behavior to cell. The cell will not happen until the reassociation occurs. Think about that. The cell is not going to happen until you create the reassociation. You get compensated in direct proportion to the problems you solve. I'll take Michael Jordan. To start out, he was a rookie of the year, 6-time finals MVP, 9 times all defensive, 11 times all NBA, 14 times all-star. Go ahead, Mike. Played in 1,078 games. Scored 32,292 points. At the end of his career, he walked away with 6 champion rings. In his 15-year career in basketball, he only made $90 million. Now I'm going to say only. Yes, $90 million is a lot of money to you and I, but he only made $90 million. And the reason I say only is in 2019, Nike paid Jordan $134 million in royalties in that 1 year. He made more in 1 year than he did in 15 years of beating up his body, lacing up his shoes, going on the court. I had some little printer jam there. I had some smudge. I couldn't read, sorry. So his Air Jordan brand makes over 10% of all Nike sales at $3.2 billion. So that's the problem that he solves for Nike, and he's being compensated accordingly. In his basketball career, he made $90 million through corporate sponsors. He's made $1.7 billion, so he has solved basically $1.7 billion worth of problems for corporations. Sarah Blakely invented Spanx. She started with just $5,000, but she sold 20 million pairs. So she solved 20 million problems for people. Which gave her a net worth of over $1 billion. What problems will your product or service solve? I want to tie it into individual drive. So think of your drive again. Whether you're a director, realtor, an intellectual, a validator or executive, these are the challenges each of those individual drives are facing. I want you to see if you resonate with that as well. So if you're a director, they do not feel free, independent. They're not pursuing their life's purpose, and they're not experiencing life the way that they want. So for me as a director, when I feel any challenges is always that I don't feel free and independent. I'm not pursuing my life's purpose, and I'm not experiencing the life the way that I want. So if you're a realtor, they feel insecure in their relationships, they don't have the influence that they want, and they're exhausted from giving too much. Hold on one moment, guys. All right, guys. So sorry for the interruption. My apologies. Where am I at? The intellectual, right? So we're identifying which one we are. What is our drive, right? So for intellectual challenges, intellectuals cannot find the information that they need. They have paralysis by analysis and do not feel organized. The validator. Validators are exhausted from serving the team, feeling disrespected from the people they care about, not feeling recognized for their contribution. Since they're such great givers. Their challenges come when the people they care about aren't reciprocating the way that they want. And executives does not feel in control, does not feel like they're winning in their life, business, or relationships. They're overwhelmed from too many goals. So I don't sell ideas, I sell benefits. And that's by Mr. Ron Klein, inventor. I was writing the new book, Drive Sales, and I had this opportunity to interview Ron Klein. Ron is the gentleman who invented the magnetic strip on the back of the debit and credit cards. He also invented the MLS system, the multi-listing services for realtors. Brilliant gentleman, and said, I don't sell ideas, I sell benefits. I started thinking about that when it comes down to drive. We are matching our drive to the problems that we are facing. But we want a benefit to solve that problem. So I want to give you the actual benefits based on each drive to help you increase your sales. So if you're selling to a director, does your product have a wow factor? Is it visually stimulating? Does it engage them in their life? Is it going to help them feel free and independent? Is it going to help them overcome their challenges? Is it going to help them achieve their life's purpose? If it does, then you're actually going to sell to a director. For a realtor, does your product support their community? Meaning the benefits of your product. Will it help their community? Does it connect them with their loved ones? Will it make them look like a leader in their community? Selling to an intellectual, do you have a clear step-by-step instructions? When they use your product, is it very easy to use? Does it save them time or money? Does it make their life easier? Selling to a validator. Does your product make your client look like a rock star? Will it bring in positive attention from people? Does it help them serve their teams? Selling to an executive, does your product or service give your client more control? Does it help them win? Does it make their goals easier to achieve? If your answer is yes to these different benefits of these drives, then you'll have no problem selling to directors, realtors, intellectuals, validators, or executives. You take the drive, you match your benefits, and that is what equals the sale. I want to teach you about what I call niches to riches. It's where your customized ads based on drive. A great company that does this is Nature Made. You see those YouTube videos where 15 seconds of the video is before the video you actually want to watch. This is where I discovered NutriMade's app. And this was for an executive. Individuals lost this is where I discovered NatureMade's app. And this was for an executive. Individuals lose sleep each night, costing them $315,000 of lost wages over the lifetime. Get sleep, get melatonin. So that's targeted specifically to executives. It's about the proof. If I'm not gaining sleep, how much money am I losing my career? Man, it's $315,000. I need to get melatonin. Now, all of us, regardless of our drive, need melatonin to sleep, right? Yes. But this target market, they're niching to riches. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble here. This one was an ad for intellectuals on a multi-day. Once again, we all need a multivitamin, but they were very specific about pharmacists recommended the USP Cell dietary supplement verified. That goes into all the intellectual sides of their daily vitamin. Their prenatal vitamin was also targeted to realtors and validators. It's all about the community, all about the connection. The secret reveal party for the pregnancy and making it feel special. That's targeted to realtors and validators. So what has this niche marketing done for them? Well, in 2019, their sales were over $1 billion, absolutely phenomenal, because they just were using drive. Subconsciously, they didn't know it. I wasn't coaching them, but imagine what you could do for your business if you were consistently marketing, if you were consciously marketing based on drive. the golden rule states, do unto others the way you would want to be done unto you. It's selfish. Frankly, I think that's pretty selfish. That means I'm going to sell you based on my drive. I'm going to treat you based on my drive. I prefer the platinum rule, and the platinum rule, do unto others the way they would want to be done unto. So in essence, sell them and serve them based on their drive and not yours. Right away, the current situation reminds me a lot of the 1995. A young man named Jeff was working in New York as a stock analysis. He was responsible for all the tech side. He was reading some reports at the time that the internet was compounding at 2,300% per year. And so he's thinking himself, how do you keep up at 2,300% per year? I need to quit my job. I need to go figure this out. I think there's a niche in this space for me. So he quits his job. He and his wife drive from New York to Seattle. His wife is driving. He was on his laptop in the passenger seat trying to figure out, what product do I sell if I'm going to launch on the internet? He started with 5,000 products, whittled it down to 1,000, and 1,000 to 100, 100 to 50, 50 to 5, 5 to 1, no, 5 to 2, and to one product. He asked this question, what I believe is the most important question you can ever ask in business. What is not going to change? Jeff Bezos asked, what's not going to change? And he realized books were not going to change. They had been the same for 400 years. So when he launched Amazon, after quitting his job, he launched with books. I think no matter what the economy is going to do, we know they always go up and down. That's it. That's a given. But what is going to change? Profits. That's why we at Renatus created the Profits course, to support and help individual entrepreneurs, sales professionals, and people who want to be self-employed. And we start with this, and we start with the question, what is not going to change? We created nine courses to help you create higher profits. What is not going to change? Profit class number 1, Champion Life, Ron Williams. The first course is from our dear friend, Ron Williams. He is a champion life individual. This is a guy who is a 7-time Mr. Olympia, 7 times Mr. World, and 7-time Mr. Universe, and natural bodybuilder. So if you want to connect with your body and be able to take your mind to a higher level, his class, Your Champion Life, will help you do just that. What is going to change? Profit class number 2, Business Automation, Eric Counts. Also, what's not going to change is business automation. Take how much you make per year and divide that by 20,000. That's how many work hours are in a standard year. That will help you, that will tell you how much you make per hour. So if you're sending out emails and texts, what if you could automate that? How much money could you save? So for example, if you make 100,000 a year divided by 2,000, it's $50 an hour. So how much money does it cost you at $50 per hour to send those texts, to send those emails? Eric Counts can teach you business automation to help you save money and make more money by automation. What is not going to change? Profit class. Number 3, integrated business with Mark Collier. Another thing that is not going to change is integrating your business. If you want to sell your business in 1, 5, or 10 years, how are you going to do that? Mark Collier is a genius. This guy is a CPA and an attorney. He knows the law as well as the tax side of things to build a better business for you. Profits class number 4, because we're talking about what is not going to change, right? Social selling, Rob Sperry. So social selling by Rob Sperry, that's not going to change. We are in social revolution. He started from scratch. And then one thing I love about Rob, and I've known personally for years, is he has one of those gurus who sells you on how to sell from stage or how to sell online, but does not do himself. He started his business that way. The 7 figures a year by selling online, he started without paid ads and then converted to paid ads. So he'll tell you how do both of those depending on your budget. Another thing that is not going to change is media influence. Troy Dunn has been on more TV shows in the last 30 years than most people you'll ever meet, from Dr. Phil to Oprah to Larry King Live. He has mastered how to get your message to the masses. We have our business and velocity banking course by Christian George, another entrepreneur who's been very successful at learning the techniques of what's called velocity banking, know how to use your money from a banking standpoint to get higher yields and get greater returns to help you fund your business in a new and more profitable way. Here we go. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with personal development. So often in life, when it comes down to being an entrepreneur, it's a mind game. It's a full tilt mind game. I'm going to show you how your drive shows up in personal development. Okay. Another class that I'm going to teach you is drive for communications. So your emails, your auto responders, your PowerPoint, your speeches, your communication, how does it tie to all 5 drives so you have a greater impact? And the last course, which is, by the way, what I am most excited about, is Drive for Sales, How do you personally increase your sales by 400%? We learn to speak all the languages. Oh, wait a minute, here we go. All right, so now we went to the different instructors. We said, okay, guys, if you're to go do a live event, what would you charge for a full day? These classes are 6 to 8 hours. What would you charge for a full day of training? All of them said at least 3,000. And I myself have charged way more than that for a one-day event. So we look at the 9 classes at 3,000 apiece. That would be an estimated value of 27,000 if they were live, but we're not going to charge you 27,000. We're not going to charge you 15,000. We're not going to charge you 10,000. We're not going to charge you 5,000. What we've done for you is we've actually recorded these, so you can go back and watch anytime you want. We create course manuals. We created course manuals so you can study them and really make sure you get the content. We're not charging 27,000 for a cash price. We're only charging $2,997. So if you take the standard employee in America, they make 54,000 a year, over 4,000 a month. We're talking less than what it would pay an average employee for a month to get 9 classes from professionals who are masters in their market. Okay. If you want to do payment plans, we've got payment options for you. All you do is put down a payment of $600, and then there's 18 months of $174.83 for a total of $3,747. Now I want to be respectful to everyone and their views of money, but I'll be honest and transparent here. $174 a month is less than a cell phone bill. It's half the price of a car payment to get access to information that will change your business. So at this point, there are 3 levels of interest. If you're number 3, you looked at all this information and thought, that's great, it's just not for me, we wish you the best. We remain friends and wish you well on your journey. But if you're at level 2, where you know what, that's really important. I see the value of drive. I see in my own life. I see in my clients. But you want to know more information, then please reach out to the person who sent this to you. Let's get you to what's called a follow-up, where we can meet with you one-on-one and answer any questions you have on the Profits course. And if you're a level 1, where Man Woody, I see it. I see how this will revolutionize my business. I've been looking for something like this, but I don't know where to find it. Let's go ahead and get you started today. Once again, reach out to the person who sent you this. Let's get your credit card. So I want to thank you guys for your time. And I hope that we learned a little something today about drive. What drives you? Which one are you? Are you the director? Which equals more you're more into your lifestyle, or are you a realtor? Or does community mean more to you? Are you an intellectual? Is it the system that's going to be driving your business for you? Are you the validator? Are you the one that's going to, support your team members and encourage them and Support your customers and let them know that they still are winners. You know what I mean? Whether they're with you or not. Or are you going to be an executive? You want the proof. You want to know where the money is at. Whichever one you are, I appreciate you for your time. And we did this in, yeah, I guess 45 minutes or so, given that I started a little late. I'm going to drop a link down in the comments in the group because we're in Winning Life and Winning Business. I love what you do private Facebook group. So you guys, if you're interested, I'm going to put the link down so you can fill in the information and we can set up a one-on-one and get you started. So again, I'm Tia Rogers. I want to thank you guys so much for this time, for your lunch and learn. And hopefully this was beneficial for any entrepreneurs that are in the group. And if you want to get better at, you know, your profits in your business and how you're marketing it, it would be good. Good for all of us just to learn. Every day we should learn something new. So with that being said, I want to say thank you very much, Facebook, and I'm going to stop the mainstream there. Okay, and I think that's it. Okay, I think I did it right. Wait a minute. Before I leave here, let me shrink this down. Shrink this down. Oh, here we go. Get out of here. Get out of Facebook. Go back here. Size. All right, now I can close out of here.